What if saving money wasn't really about sacrificing at all, but about creating more joy for your future? I love that we can reframe this and think about it in a more positive way because sometimes saving and thinking about the future gets a bad rap. So today we're going to
Totally.
be talking about creating joy in saving and planning for our future.
Welcome to the Female Finance Collective podcast, where we encourage women to have open and honest conversations about all things money.
I'm Jen, and I struggled for many years with debt and feeling financially overwhelmed, so I know how frustrating it can be.
And I'm Mary Lee. As a financial planner, I've had the privilege of working with hundreds of women who've transformed their financial lives.
Hey, I'm Sybil. I built my dream life traveling the world and creating financial freedom on a teacher's salary.
Let's start the money conversation.
Yeah, we're going to talk about 3 specific steps of redefining what saving means, connecting savings to our values and dreams, and making savings a tangible and enjoyable habit. So let's dive into that first one of kind of redefining it or reframing what savings means to us. And so what does that mean, right? Like we might have negative feelings about savings. Ugh, I can't get what I want. I can't go out to dinner because I'm trying to save money, and kind of reframing that to I'm choosing to stay home and dine in tonight because I'm saving for my dream vacation next year, right? So we're talking about like how can we shift our mindset and redefine that and not feeling restricted, instead feeling excited about it and motivated to do it and actually like creative and finding new ways to save, right? Because we can't have that dream vacation unless we have the money to fund it. And therefore, we need to play a trick on our brains sometimes and redefine what saving means.
That's right. And I think, one of the things that you mentioned was like, um, and this isn't the words you used, but something about like, well, I'm going to skip dining out because I'm going to save the money. So I think that there are times when we just need to say, you know what, I cannot go out to eat today. I need to cook at home, right? Or whatever it is. I really don't need these new shoes. I'm just going to skip it. There are times when we need to skip it, but there are other times when we can sort of like just scale back a little bit, right? Like, I really want to go out to eat. I'd love to go to like some sit down, relaxing, whatever, but instead, let's go somewhere casual. Let's get tacos and we'll still get the dining out experience, but we'll save money from what we could have done, right? Or let's go to happy hour and have appetizers and a cocktail on a discount, and then we'll go home early and it'll be fine. Like, there are also ways to kind of rethink how we save. It doesn't always have to be this like restrictive, like, absolutely not, we're not doing that. Because just like I think is true with healthy eating or exercise or any sort of habit that we want to change, when we go 100% all in with no wiggle room at all, we're much more likely to fail. And I think if anybody decides, well, I can't spend on anything fun or anything that brings me joy because I'm saving for whatever, right? Your future retirement, a vacation, whatever it is, that's when you're going to have not spent any money, and then all of a sudden you're going to be like, it's over. You're gonna go on like a little bit of a spending spree because you've restricted yourself so much, and that isn't healthy either.
Agree. And I was just thinking about how couponing, I know some people love couponing and some people don't. I've always been a couponer, but like that satisfaction of using that coupon and saving 15% or whatever it is helps me like also redefine why would I take the time to find a coupon in the mail and go use it. It can be dangerous. I know there's lots of people that spend more because of coupons, right? They end up buying
Yep.
something that they maybe wouldn't have bought before. So don't do that. But thinking about like actual tangible strategies that like couponing, like, thinking about I still can dine out, but I can dine out at this level, fast casual instead of, sit down full service, things like that. With this picture of saving in your mind, it's really, really powerful when savings becomes fun.
Right. Yeah, like a little bit of a challenge. That's what
Yeah,
I always think like it's fun to be like, ooh, I wonder if I could get $100 saved up by
right.
whatever. It creating that challenge. I actually have some, we could share them somewhere. We have some like fun savings trackers. Like if you're saving for a vacation, you can like fill them in or color it in as you save up the amount of money. Or, if you're looking to save like $500, you can kind of fill it in and track it. I always think that makes it more fun too. It's a visual, you can see what you're doing, and it just makes it changes like that meaning of savings, which I think for a lot of people it feels like instantly restrictive. Like the word budget. I know you don't love that word. It like makes you go, now I'm restricted, right? And saving is that way too. Oh, I have to
Yep,
save this. Oh, well, that's no fun at all. So by reframing it and thinking about saving in a different way, that really can change the game.
for sure. For sure. Completely agree. So, the next tip we're going to share with you is connecting your savings to your values and dreams. We talk about this a lot here on the Female Finance Collective and also inside our community because it's our why, right? Why do we want to save? Because we want to be able to meet this dream. We want to be able to use our money in these ways that match our values. This is really our emotional side to savings, and it really helps us with that reframe, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, the if you know why you're saving and you know what you're saving for and you have dreams and you have things that you're focused on, it makes it 100% easier. I mean, I don't even think that's an
200%.
exaggeration. Yes, it just becomes so much easier because you're like, "Oh, this money is getting saved. You can even change the terminology. It's being put toward my vacation next year. It's being put toward my retirement because I have a plan for what it looks like when I'm not working anymore. It's being put toward that new couch that I really want." If you can think about your money that way and really direct it, I even think it's important. In a high yield savings account, some of them allow you to categorize the money by percentage. So I have one account that does and one that doesn't. But one that does, I can use the ones they already have in there, the categories, or I can create my own. So I could actually say 10% of this money is for a couch. 50% is for future emergencies, 20% is for vacations, whatever. You can set yours up, but if yours doesn't have those percentages, you can even just keep track of it like in a notebook or a note in your phone, like X amount of dollars in the couch fund or whatever it is. And I think that that really helps when you connect the act of saving to the thing you're saving for, it makes a huge difference.
I completely agree. And there's nothing wrong with opening another bank account for things as well. If your bank doesn't have that cool feature. I've been doing that more and more personally. With an emergency fund, and it's a complete separate bank account, meaning emergencies like all of the lovely things I'm having to spend money on in my house right now, right? Versus a travel fund. Because what happens if you just like mush them together is that dream of traveling sometimes gets faded by these other expenses, right? But if we have them separate, um, it's much easier to be like, I'm still working towards this dream. And yes, I have to refill this emergency bucket. But I'm going to, instead of just doing all or nothing, I'm going to kind of still contribute to both. Right. And
Mhm.
so a separate bank account or separate category, however you want to do it, I think that's such a good tip and so helpful. It also just like keeps it clear. Like I've
Yeah.
got these financial goals to meet these dreams. I've got these financial goals for when emergencies happen. I've got these financial goals for day-to-day life. Right? I mean, and then our future, right? Those are really like what we're aiming for when we talk about savings, isn't it?
Yeah. And if you keep them separated, you can also watch the funds for that particular thing grow. When
Yes.
it's all lumped together, it doesn't feel like it's growing as quickly. But if saving for something that costs, like $2,000 and you can see that amount go up even by 25 or $50 as you go, it starts to feel like it's happening, right? And that is motivating. Seeing something happen is motivating.
So true.
And so I think that's always really good.
So, so true. Yeah, and the third one we're going to talk about is making savings a tangible and enjoyable habit because we run on habits. We're human. We wake up each day and our subconscious habits, our conscious habits, this is how we go, isn't it? Is
Right.
even especially if we want to go long term or consistently, which is what we need to do to live the life we want to live and meet those dreams. And so let's talk a little bit about like making it an enjoyable habit.
So I think we have actually talked some about this too, but
True.
because the things are interchangeable, right? Like something that makes you connected to your dreams also makes it like more fun and more tangible. Like it creates this habit. So using visuals to track your spending, I think is a really nice habit to develop, and it also makes it more fun, right? It's kind of does both things. I also think we mentioned saving. Sorry, I'm all over the place this morning, but we mentioned also saving and thinking about your values and your spending with your values. That is another way to sort of make it. I don't know if more fun is right, but I do think it's more enjoyable if you're thinking about is am I spending on something that I really value? If not, let me save that money and put it toward the thing I do value, right? So you can almost turn that into a game as well. I like to call it thoughtful spending or conscious spending,
Mm-hmm.
where before you spend every single dollar, right? Whether you're buying a pack of gum or whatever it is, a new coat, you're thinking to yourself, do I really want to spend this money? Am I spending this money on something that I value? Is it worth it to me? Yes or no? That can also make it kind of more enjoyable and create a habit that way because you're consciously thinking about everything you spend. Is this bringing me joy? Does this line up with my values? And is it helping me get to those things that I've got going on over here? My emergency fund, my new furniture, my vacation, whatever it is. And I do think that does kind of bring a little bit of joy to it because you have a system in place that like really helps you figure out what you've got going on. And it's kind of like a game.
Yeah, totally. I was thinking the gamifying, the aspects of it. And then the next step would be to pick a goal that's obtainable, that's measurable, right? The SMART goal, and do it and track yourself. Celebrate when you hit that goal. I got X amount in this account or in this, category for this dream vacation. And when we talk about dreams, it doesn't have to be like unreachable dreams. We should do all kinds of dreaming. We should do the big, what I call stupid dream stuff, and we should do the more realistic, like, but still big next steps, right? Um, so I kind of want to take back that, trying to reach your dreams. It sounds so like, I don't know, but it's real. Like we just
Mhm.
recorded an episode, probably aired last week, about visualizing your dreams, right? And
Mhm.
so the next step would be really setting that goal and going for it. Trying to see how you do, right? Trying to get at least to 80% and meet that goal. So today we talked about 3 ways to find more joy in saving. We talked about redefining what saving means. We talked about connecting savings to our values and dreams. And we talked about making savings a tangible and enjoyable habit that's even trackable. So we want you to try it out. We want you to go through these 3 steps, kind of thinking about what it means to you. How can you redefine that? What are your values and dreams? And then what habit can you start today? Set some goals and get started and let us know in the comments or in the community, wherever you can find us. We're on Instagram. We're all over the place, the Female Finance Collective. And let us know how it's going for you. We'd love to hear what you're working towards and how it's going. And we'll see you next time.